10, nearest 100, or to the nearest 1,000. I'm going to show you one of the easiest ways to do this. Right in the beginning, I'm just going to show you this word about, because whenever you see this word about, don't get scared. All it means is that it is going to ask you to round or estimate. So whenever you see this word about, say about, you know you must estimate. Don't be tricked. It wants you to estimate. So here's one of my favorite strategies to round or estimate. First thing I do is I write the following numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put a line in between. I have the word stay. I have the word go. Up 1. And you'll see why this is going to be used and help you to round. So I always say, should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. But you'll always figure it out as long as you use this. So as I said, we're going to be rounding to the nearest 10 or to the nearest 100 or to the nearest 1,000. So let's start with rounding to the nearest 10. Let's look at this number, 456. Step 1 in rounding to the nearest 10, we are going to find the number that's in the tens place. The number in the tens place is 5. We are going to draw an arrow from the neighbor. The neighbor is going to be the one to tell the 5 what to do. Now, we never look for this number when we're using should I stay, should I go. We will look at the number that's next to it. Here's what happens. 6 is going to tell 5 to go up 1. Why? Well, here's where 6 is. 6 is going to tell 5 to go up 1. So 5 becomes a 6. This 6 becomes a 0. And we bring this 4 down. Now we have rounded 456 to 460. We have rounded it to the nearest 10. And if you notice, 10 has 1 0, 460 has 1 0. Whenever you round numbers, your number is going to be close to the very exact one. So 460 is not very far from 456. This is just now an easier number. And that's why we round, boys and girls, because we want to get to easier or friendlier numbers to work with. Because when it comes to mental math, zeros are our friends. Let's do another example. Let's do 1,013. I am going to use my should I stay, should I go, I don't know. 7, 8, 9, and this is stay, and this is go, up 1. We are going to round this to the nearest 10. We look for the number that's in the tens place. The 1 is in the tens place. The arrow is going to come from its neighbor. I hope you said that. 3. Let's find 3 here. Where is the number 3? Well, 3 is by stay. So 3 is telling 1, you need to stay. What happens to this 3 becomes 0, and we bring everything back down. Now we've rounded 1,013 to the nearest 10, and it has become 1,010. Let's do another example of rounding to the nearest 10. And guess what, guys? It doesn't matter how big the number is. You definitely do not need to be scared. I'm going to use a huge number now, 127,245. We will be rounding this number to the nearest 10. Because we're rounding to the nearest 10, we must first find the number that's in the tens place. This is the ones, this is the tens. We underline, our arrow comes from the 5. What do I do? Oh, I need my should I stay, should I go right here. But you know what? Let's not confuse ourselves. Let's draw it again. It doesn't take long. Stay, go, up 1. So 5 is going to tell 4 what to do. 5 is going to tell 4 what to do. Where is 5? Where is 5? 5 is right here. 5 is going to tell 4, you need to go up 1. 4 becomes a 5. This 5 becomes a 0. I bring everything down. So now we have 127,250. Let's try this with rounding to the nearest hundreds, to the nearest hundreds. Let's do 218. The strategy is still the same. Step one, we look for the number that's in the hundreds place. Why? Because we're rounding to the nearest hundred. We underline, then we draw our arrow from our neighbor. With this is why I use this all the time. It helps me. And sometimes I just put S for stay and G for go up one. So 1 is going to tell 2 what to do. 1. So when you look here, where is 1? Is 1 by stay or is 1 by go? Well, 1 is by stay. So 1 is telling 2 you need to stay. But what happens here? This becomes a 0. This also becomes a 0. Everything behind what has been underlined becomes a 0. Everything before would come all the way down. What do I mean? Let me do a new number, 3,419. We are going to round this number to the nearest hundreds. We are going to underline the 4. Why the 4? Because 4 is in the hundreds place. 1 is going to tell 4 what to do. Well, according to this, where is 1? Where is 1? 1 is by stay. So 1 is going to tell 4 to stay. What happens here? They become zeros. But anything before must be brought down. And there we have it, 3,400. This has been rounded to the nearest hundred. Notice 2 zeros, just like in 100. So this has been rounded to the nearest hundred. And let's do one more example. This time we are going to round to the nearest 1,000. To the nearest 1,000. And I bet you know what to do this time. If we're rounding to the nearest thousands, we need to underline the number that's in the thousands place. Which number is in the thousands place? Well, this is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So we underline what's in the thousands place. And then our arrow comes from our neighbor. But because I used to use this and it helps all the time, I will always use it. Should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. Well, we'll find out what we should do. So let's see. 8 is going to tell 3 what to do. 8 is going to tell 3 what to do. Well, where is 8? Where is 8? Because this is a number we need to look for. Where is 8? 8 is right there. 8 is telling it to go up 1. 8 is telling 3 you need to go up by 1. What happens when 3 goes up by 1? It becomes a 4. We put our comma back, and what happens to all the other numbers after the number that was underlined? They become zeros. We have to bring this down because this number and this number must be very close, which is why we round. It's now much easier to work with 44,000 than 43,816. This makes it easier. So we have rounded this number to the nearest thousand, and we got 44,000 as our answer. And let's do one last rounding. I know I said we were going to do one last before, but here it is, 2,438. We are going to round this number to the nearest thousands. Which number would I underline? Step 1 is underline the number that we're rounding to. We're rounding to the nearest thousands. So would we underline this? No. Would we underline this? No, because that's in the tens place. Would we underline this? No, because it's in the hundreds place. Would we underline this? Absolutely, because it's in the thousands place. So we underline it. Our arrow comes from next door. And we look for this 4 because 4 is going to be the little talker. 4 is going to bring a message. 4 is going to tell 2 what to do. So let's look for 4. Where's 4? Where's 4? 4 is right here. 4 is telling 2 to stay. And what happens to all these numbers here? They become a 0. And it's good to line your numbers up like this so you can see everything and make sure you have a spot for every number. So this is the answer, 2,000. When 2,438 is rounded to the nearest thousand, the answer is 2,000. I hope that lesson was very helpful for you. Just remember, it is always very easy to just draw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. Now you try one. I want you to round this number to the nearest hundreds. Round this number to the nearest hundreds. Once you've given the answer or gotten the answer, put it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.